Hello students, today I am going to teach you the lesson The Spoon Fed Age. So now let's go for the introduction. W.R. Inge, a British scholar and a social critic and the author of the article The Spoon Fed Age, is highly apprehensive of spoon feeding, which indirectly remarks or points out at the effect of technology on the world. So how badly technology has affected the world and how it has made man incapable of his abilities is what Inch has pointed out here. The whole essay sheds negative light on how technology can be harmful and affect man's essential and basic abilities. Inch sees lives which are without challenges as a colossal misfortune and an unmistakable absence of the utilization of our brain. So if we are going to follow everything whatever technology is going to show us, then we'll have no way of using our brains. Then it will automatically destroy us completely. That's what the author feels here. So, dependence on technology. The world has changed to become highly dependent on technology, which leads to sterility of natural faculty. So, because we are so dependent on technology, it has made us to lose our natural abilities. Okay, extreme usage of machines end up in us losing our skills. If we are going to use machines in extreme way, then all our skills will be lost. Our natural thinking abilities will be lost. The typewriters or computers, for example, may turn our handwriting obsolete. It's a true fact that because of the emergence of typewriters and computers, we many of them have lost their handwriting. They don't know how to write beautifully. Everything is they are dependent only on computers and typewriters. The regular habits of human beings like reading, walking, or riding a horse are rare to be seen nowadays. Now nobody is having the patience to read or write or even go out for a sport. They think that everything is there inside the house. Maybe technology can help us if they want to read something. They can understand it in a very short way, or if they want to write something, they can take inputs from the net. And if they want to play they feel like playing outside, they can play with lots of apps inside. So all this has made because of this lot of things are becoming extinct, they are going off. Man has forgotten what healthy activities are and they have become shunned. So man has automatically forgotten what healthy activities are and they are absolutely lost now. The human beings in the world today are regular visitors to clinics due to some ailment or the other. Nowadays, if you see, human beings are regularly visiting clinics for some problem or the other. In olden days, the case will not be like that. It's very rare to find clinics in a street. Now we are able to find at least two or three clinics in a street itself. So the author points out that modern implementations like knife and fork have made our teeth weaker and that we are unable to tear meat, unlike the noble savage of the past who tears them easily with the strongest teeth. So the old people know they will not use knife or fork. They will just bite it with their teeth and it will easily come off, and that made their teeth stronger. But now we are using the knife and fork, and that has made what our use of that has made us avoid the natural use of teeth, and that is why we are getting a lot of tooth problems and we are going to the dentist often. So, wonders of the past. Inge makes reference to the people of the past through these lines, but they got on without them fairly well, though were a long lived race. The manuscripts of the ancient times are so minute that modern man would shudder reading them without his spectacles on. So those days, the books would have very minute reading, and there was no need of spectacles for those people. But now, if the book is going to be like that, then definitely man would need spectacles. That's how the fate of modern man has become. Human beings of the past had such patience, concentration, and wonderful eyesight. They had good patience, concentration ability, and wonderful eyesight. But now everything is lost. We are not patient at all. We have lost our focus, and we could not read small text without our spectacles on. Spectacles were never to be found in the past, but now there are at least three spectacle shops in every street for helping human beings. They have some problem or the other, and they would want to visit the optical store to get spectacles for themselves. The people of the past lived a complete and satisfied life. Yes, of course, the people of the past, they lived a complete and satisfied life. Now we are busy in everything. We want everything to happen in a very fast manner, and that is affecting our normal senses. Okay, Sophocles, the immortal ancient playwright, wrote his last play when he was 90 years old, and the most surprising fact was that he did it without spectacles. Sophocles was a great writer, but he wrote his last book at the age of 90, and the surprising fact was he wrote it without his spectacles. Inge expresses his anguish by saying that since we have become greatly dependent on machines and technology, our senses have lost their common sense. Plight of modern man. The plight of modern man has become such that he has become a captive to technology, and this has made him lose his skills to perform a number of tasks that people of olden days would perform. Okay, so in the olden days, lots of skills used to be performed. Even if their houses are damaged, they used to construct the house by themselves. But we here, if the house is damaged, we immediately have to call so many people to fix up a small problem. So that's how we have become. The author uses the word a journeyman to mean an average skilled worker who exists with lack of creativity. Now, a journeyman, the author uses this phrase journeyman to mean a person who writes without any creative thoughts. Figuratively, it is used for unimaginative writer here. A journeyman fiction doesn't need effort. So, who is a journeyman? A journeyman is a person who doesn't put any effort. He just simply goes with the flow. Okay, the unimaginative writer is at loss to produce novels of literary values and quality. So nowadays, the people who are writing novels don't have any creative abilities, and they are just writing novels which doesn't have any literary values and quality. The creativity inside him, is dead due to over dependence on technology, because he has to depend on technology too often. He doesn't have to use his creative brain. If he starts using his creative brain, thoughts and ideas will flow naturally, and that will help him create masterpieces. But sadly, it doesn't happen. He greatly laments that reading has become highly simplified in modern age. Students are given summaries instead of full text just for examination's sake. The writers of books like journeymen may be in greatly lament that reading has become highly simplified in modern age. So students, nowadays students, they don't want to read the full text, and to make them write their examinations well, teachers are supposed to give short summaries so that they could prepare it in a quick manner and they can write their examination. So the thinking ability is automatically lost here. The writers of books like journeymen may be qualified and experienced. The writers of books, they may be highly qualified, they may be experienced, but they do not have creativity. Their literature without any literary quality is an escape from the real life problems. They are pain killing drugs temporarily. So the author uses anodyne, a pain killing drug, to stress his point about writers here, as journeyman fiction is evidently a means of getting away from real life, a mild anodyne or a stimulus to daydreaming. So it has become like a pain killing drugs which are just giving temporary relief. Okay. So here the author also uses another phrase like Lord Avebury's ants. Actually, Lord Avebury used to notice ants busily marching in search of food and coming back successfully with a day's gain. They worked hard to collect food. One day, Lord Avebury decided to try his experiment on ants. He placed sugar directly in the mouth of ants. This continued for many days. On a particular day, he placed sugar near the ants to see if they would eat on their own. But since they were used to being spoon fed, they didn't know how to eat on their own, and some even starved to death. So, this is the fate of Lord Avebury's ants. So, in uses Lord Avebury's ants in a essay to mean that spoon feeding in the form of technology can turn dangerous on humans. So nature will make us pay for it. In uses the phrase nature will make us pay for it to mean that people would have to pay a heavy price if they are going to lead a cocoon like existence or the life of a glass doll. So if they are going to sit in one place and see that everything comes to them in that place itself, then they are going to cause too much harm for themselves. If the faculties bestowed upon us by nature are not used, then we would turn up as losers. So, hands, legs, eyes, ears, all these should be used well for working, should be used for working hard. But if they are not going to be of any use, then nature will automatically take it off from us, and then we will end up as losers. We'll become patient later on. That's what is happening to many people nowadays. Nature takes away any faculty that is not used, and hence Inge advises fellow beings not to deceive themselves. Maybe in the young age, everything will be good. You feel very comfortable, but in the later part of your life, you are not going to use your physical features properly, then nature will automatically take it off, and it will not be of any use to you. Then that time you will find it very, very difficult. So it warns people not to deceive themselves. The author is also afraid that the power of struggling with difficulties and finding our way out of labyrinths will soon be lost if we no longer need it. If we are not going to use our physical faculties well, then we it will be soon lost, and we will not be able to use it later on. That's how we, because people sit in one place and work, they become obese, and because of that, later on, what happens, they will not be able to get up and do any work actively. That is what Ind wants to point out here. He questions wonderfully if we would look at the completed product of civilization in modern man, who is unable to chew, write, read, or walk, but a mere parasite on technology. So, how we are going to see the modern man is like he was not able to eat, chew, is not able to write, read, or walk, but he is completely dependent. It's a parasite. A parasite is something that is that is stuck to technology. Okay, essay hints. So, certain hints to help you write your essay well. So, modern man has become lazy, savage, no tooth problem, but now he become a toothless animal. The industrial revolution has changed the fate of everything. A lot of changes in reading habits, no mental exercise, education has become spoon feeding. Modern civilized man does not fit for this world, would drastically affect next generation. So, with the help of these, the students can frame a good essay. You can use some creativity and you can write on your own. To summarize, the essay joins everything in current society that engage us to fulfill without work, and in this way relinquish us unchallenged, unresponsive, and indifferent. If you are not going to make use of our natural faculties, then we will turn up to become unchallenged, unresponsive, and indifferent. This type of spoon feeding can be found in man's best usage of development. He messages rather than talking. He relates on computer rather than being very close. He doesn't form, he composes. He doesn't walk or even rides bicycles. He drives automobiles several squares. He doesn't even like to cook. So what's going to happen? Definitely it's going to be very, very dangerous on humans. The author sees spoon feeding in another perspective and in the negative sense. Of course, He sees lives which are without challenges, an epic adversity in fundamental capabilities, and an unmistakable non appearance of the usage of our brains. So, this is what the essay on spoon feeding is all about. So, assignment. So, what message does the author want to convey through his essay on the spoon fed age? Nature will make us pay for it. How? Justify. Why does Inch attack technology as destroying man's innate skills? What is Inch's deepest regret on students of modern age? In what way are they spoon fed? Explain Lord Avebury's ants. Who are the two types of improper readers? So, based on the reading of the text and with the help of the slides which I have given, you can frame the answers for this. All the best, students.